The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
You know?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and as promised, we're joined by Roger Stone, Republican political consultant, author of a book that's sure to be a New York Times bestseller very soon, The Clintons' War on Women. And Roger, welcome.
Steve, great to be with you.
Good to see you. There we go. All right. All right. So you saw Hillary in action last night. What'd you think?
Well, I thought she had a good debate, but on the other hand, it's easy to have a good debate when nobody tosses you any fastballs. That doesn't actually help her. It might help her get nominated, but in the end, a candidate who has a tough road to the nomination is prepared for a tough general election. Donald Trump, for example, the candidate I support, he would put it to her, Hillary, the attack on the Benghazi compound, caused by an anti-Islamic video, yes or no? Where was that question? Hillary, UBS, you and your husband took $1 million plus bribe. Shouldn't have you been indicted, yes or no? Nobody gave her any tough questions last night, so sure, it was a walk in the park.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of tough questions.
And then to have,
yeah, go ahead.
Bernie Sanders, in all honesty, is the kind of guy, if you met in a bar, he's an obnoxious, pushy, loudmouth. He's the kind of guy you just cold cock. He's not likable at all.
All right, but you know, a lot of people felt that he won the debate. I mean, the media seems to believe that Hillary won the debate. Do you see it that Bernie did himself better? If you go to Google or the online, the social media,
yeah, but
the searches were for Bernie. Everything was for Bernie.
Those polls are not scientific. The
No,
point
no,
is,
no.
you vote, you push refresh, you vote again.
Yeah.
Bernie has foot soldiers. You know, he's got the progressive, the energy in the Democratic Party is on the progressive side. But in the real polls of voters, sure, he's got a constituency, but the man can't even admit that he's a capitalist. He doesn't believe in capitalism or the free enterprise system. He'd be far more comfortable in Putin's Soviet Union with a managed economy.
All right. How do you interpret this, and why did Bernie do it? Let's roll this moment from the debate.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
You know?
Okay, what do you make of that?
Pathetic. I mean, first of all, they're not tired of hearing about it because it cuts right to the core of her credibility, her honesty, and her integrity. Was Bernie threatened? Has he been promised something? He just passed up his chance to be the nominee. This was his opening. He should make this about character. Look, I don't like Bernie Sanders. I do think he believes in what he's saying. He's a true believing socialist. He does hate free enterprise. He does hate, the larger democracy. But he really at least believes it. At least he's sincere. Hillary, she believes in nothing. She reads a poll. Oh, I'm an advocate for women. I'm an advocate for children. We both know she is neither. But if that's what her handlers and the polling and the focus group say, then she'll say that. She believes in nothing. At least Bernie believes in something.
We're talking to, of course, Roger Stone. Great new book, The Clintons' War on Women. It is out yesterday, so make sure you pick it up today. It is riveting. Let me ask you about Donald Trump. He was tweeting out during the debate, and when it was all over, I guess early today, here's what he had to say via Twitter. He said, the debate last night proved that Hillary is running against the B team. She won't be so lucky when it comes to me. Fair?
Trump's a brawler. He's not politically correct. I mean, Marco Rubio won't get in her face. Jeb Bush, he's making money with her on their shady side deals. He's not going to get in her face. None of these career politicians, with the possible exception of Ted Cruz, is going to be willing to get in her face. Trump will look her in the eye and he will accuse her of bribery, of lying, of cheating, of stealing, and that's what it's going to take.
All right, let's turn to the Republican side for a second here. New Fox poll, Carson is polled with just about even with Trump nationally, 24-23, although Trump leads by far in places like Nevada and other specific states. How do you account for Ben Carson? They are both outsiders, but they are as different as can be. Does this show that there are people who like Trump's style as an outsider and just as many or almost as many who like Carson's style as an outsider, and that's why they're both doing...
Ben Carson was so excited by that poll that he almost opened his eyes. I'm not getting it. This guy, I can't tell you what his central theme is. I mean, what's he running on? I'm a little perplexed by it. I do think it's significant that the perceived outsiders, Trump, Carson, Fiorina, who's not really an outsider but fashions herself as one, when you combine them, they're getting 55% of the vote.
Right.
And the career politicians, the Marco Rubios, the Jeb Bushes, the John Kasichs, they're getting dog meat. So, I mean, it's interesting in itself.
All right, Hillary. the subject of your book. She loses in the latest poll to every top Republican candidate, all the ones we've mentioned, to Trump, to Carson by 11 points, Trump by 5 points, to Carly, and even to Jeb Bush by 4 points. How is that possible?
Because she's running against herself, because the mainstream media, to their chagrin, is being forced to cover more and more of her lies. You know this story, Steve. First there were no classified documents, then there were 3, then there were 30, then there were 60. Now we know that there's more than 300. If General Petraeus, who I think is a patriot, if he was prosecuted and his career was ruined over violating the exact same law, why should Hillary be exempt?
How do you think, and see, going in, I had doubts about Anderson Cooper. I would have had them anyway, but then it came out that he was a guest of the Clinton Initiative or worked for them.
Troubling.
Didn't take money, according to him. He never got paid a dime. However, I thought he was maybe bending over backwards, but I thought he did a good job.
I thought he was pretty good. Again, though, I don't think there was no sharpness. Notice in the CNN Republican debate, the way they tried to pit each other.
One against the other, yeah.
Carly,
here's what
Donald
he said
Trump
about you.
says you have an ugly face. What do you
Yeah.
have to say about
Yeah.
that? Marco, Trump says you're a lightweight. Trying to get them to squabble each other. Where was that? How come they didn't use that technique?
And where's the question, as you brought up with the emails? I mean, they just let it slide. If Bernie Sanders didn't bring it up, it probably wouldn't even been addressed. I mean, what about, hey, Sidney Blumenthal outed a CIA agent to your personal email? I mean, isn't that a crime, Mrs. Clinton?
Well,
I mean,
as I say in my book, Sidney Blumenthal is the one who came up with the canard that the attack on our consulate in Benghazi, in which 4 Americans died, was caused by an Islamic video. That's just a falsehood invented by Sidney Blumenthal. And then the most embarrassing thing, Lincoln Chafee. This shows what happens when you marry your own first cousin for 5 generations, the Mayflower contingent. What was he doing there? That was an embarrassment.
I was
just
looking
an
for the alfalfa hair.
It was just very embarrassing.
Yeah, he was bad. But you know, Webb, who my son, my 16-year-old son, who's very into politics, said, "I like him. Why is he up there?" He's what a Democrat used to be.
No, Jim Webb, this is really very sad.
Yeah,
he's in the wrong party.
Yeah.
He should have run as a Republican. He might have gotten some traction as a Republican.
Yeah.
He's a patriotic, country-loving, supporter of the Second Amendment, supporter of a strong military, opponent of the Iraq War. He's in the wrong party. There's no constituency for that.
All right, does Joe Biden get in?
No.
No, not based on the debate. Just
well, first of all, he doesn't get in because he can't win. First of all, he's around the bend too. Crazy Joe is just as crazy as can be. Read that incredible New York Post piece. It was an excerpt by a book for a poor guy who worked for him. He doesn't know which end is up. He doesn't know the names of his own staff. He's a very abusive guy. Don't buy the public Joe Biden. That's not Joe Biden. He's an abusive, nasty guy. And he can't win because he appeals to the same exact people she does. Union bosses and party bosses. The energy in the Democratic Party is on the progressive left.
Right.
They don't like Joe Biden any more than they like Hillary Clinton.
The Clintons' war on women, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Stone, there it is on your screen. Thank you, my friend.
Steve, thank you.
All right, folks, we're coming back with the Malzberg panel. But first, who won the Democrat debate last night? We want to hear from you. Visit, was it Hillary or Bernie? Let us know. Newsmaxpolls.com, newsmaxpolls.com. Do it now.